Hey guys, Travis with TechRaptor back at Gen Con 2017. We are in the Mythic Games booth and we are about to take a look at a gameplay demo of the upcoming 15mm game, Joan of Arc.
So since this is a historical fantasy game, even our fantasy scenarios are based on historical factoids we found. We have found 100 texts attesting to the story of this Col du Loup Pendu, which is literally the hill of the hanged wolf. So apparently there's this town in which they found a werewolf and they hunted for him. This is the scenario we're going to play. You'll be playing as the werewolf, who's hiding among the citizens. And I'll be playing as the Lord Knight, trying to find out which one it is and trying to kill him.
Yeah.
So basically I have a fixed amount of turns to snoop you out, and all you need to do is evade me.
Okay?
I'll explain as we go along.
Alright.
All right? First things first, we turn a turn card. This is going to tell us how many activation cubes we each get. So go ahead and take three red activation cubes and put them over here. These are used to make them perform a basic action like moving, attacking, searching for stuff. All right. On top of that, there's the river. The river gives us extra options. 1, 2, and 3. So the cubes that have special colors act like regular activation cubes plus something extra. If you pick one, that doesn't take the choice away from me. So say you pick this one, blue cubes allow you to act during my turn, so you can interrupt my actions. These yellow ones are XP. You use them to level your hero up. So far, your hero is a werewolf. He's not been revealed yet, but you can stock XP for when he appears. And this allows you to draw 2 myth cards and pick one. And myth cards use the black cubes, and they're like special events, tactics, and things like that. So your choice. Do you want to play during my turn? Do you want to level up your hero quicker? Or do you want to see what these do?
Play during your turn.
Okay, so take a blue one and put it into your opportunity reserve. And I think I'm going to go for the 3 XP. All right, werewolf starts.
All right.
So these blue cubes can also be used as regular activation cubes. To activate a unit, you just place the cube onto the league in which a unit is,
Right.
and you make him act. If you have more than one unit, all of them act, and they don't necessarily need to do the same thing. So you have 3 activations. You have citizens in the town, one of them in the crypt of the church, and you have some wolves, which are on your side.
All right. So I'll take a cube. Put it by this
Okay,
guy.
so you're activating this guy. Right now, they don't have any attack dice, but you could, for example, go into a house and automatically search for items in there. Or you can move around, so you group your people so you can activate more people at once. The houses might have interesting items in there that might help you along your quest.
Gotcha. Yeah, let's do that. Let's go to the
Okay,
house.
so you move him here. So normally for searching, you need to put an extra activation, but these are their houses, so they know what's in them. And, okay, sword in the ground. This corresponds to a specific equipment card,
Okay.
which, lucky you, in this case is armed citizens. You can go ahead and show that to the camera if you want to. So this gives all the citizens a yellow attack die. So now you can start hitting me with citizens too. Put it wherever you want. Okay? You still have activations. I don't have anything to interrupt you with, so you can go along and keep doing stuff with people as long as you have to get activation cubes. The only limit is that you can't put a cube where there's already been a cube.
Gotcha. All right. So you said this guy right here is in the crypt, right?
Yeah.
Do I have to spend any activation cubes I have to spend an activation cube to move him outside, right?
Yes.
Gotcha.
So inside the crypt, you could either move out of it, or you could pray. So if you pray in the church, you get 1 XP or 1 myth. In the second turn, you discovered the crypt, and what the crypt does is that it doubles your gain. If you're in the crypt and you use a myth point, you can summon the witch to the city.
Gotcha. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to have him pray.
Okay, so your choice of either 2 myth or 2 XP.
2 XP.
Okay, go ahead. All right, and you still have an activation.
So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to have my yellow move into the house.
Okay, so reveal what's there. Okay, the cage. This corresponds to this card.
Cool.
So the werewolf has uncaged wolves from the den.
All right.
Your den in this scenario is here, so you can go and put this miniature right here.
All right.
Okay, so if you wanted to, you could use that as a regular activation, but it's more interesting to use it during my turn.
Right.
All right, so what signals the end of your turn is you picking up the activation cubes you used.
All right. those
All
go
right.
back here.
And those go into the bank.
to the bank. All right.
All right. Let's see what I can do. So I'm going to activate this area here.
All right.
I don't like these wolves staying around, and wolves don't have a lot of defense, so I think I'm going to attack them. However, the priest is not very good at attacking. So since activating an area allows you to move everyone, I'm going to have the priest move over here, and these guys attack the wolves. So first I'll resolve the attack, then I'll speak with the old lady.
Okay.
All right, so these guys we have pikemen and men-at-arms, a red attack die, and a white attack die. Since in this case wolves have 0 defense, all you can do is hope that I get blanks or shields. I have 1 sword and 1 cudgel. Were there more than 1 unit, I'd apply both effects. Otherwise, it's always the highest effect that goes first. Sword is a wound, and so the wolves are out, and I get an XP. As soon as I have 5, same for you, I can level up my hero. Hope to do that soon. So these guys are activated. I can't put any more cubes here, but this zone is still free. So I'm going to activate this and talk to the old crone in the woods. So go ahead and draw a crone card. You'll have 2 sentences at the top. Read them to me and I'll pick one of them.
Okay. So your 2 sentences are, what are you doing here, beggar? Hail you from this cursed village. Peon, the bishop has sent for me to find sorcery here. Be you an honest, God-fearing Christian?
I'll go with the second one. So in that case, you read the corresponding answer.
Okay. Of course, sire, she says, giving you an embalmed wolf paw. You may now perform a counterattack against wolves.
All right. So I'll take this token to represent the embalmed wolf paw and give it to my priest.
Okay.
The lady's still there. You can discard the card. And I still have some activations. So I'm going to move my peasants over here and move my knight over here. These encounter tokens, what the wolf can do, if you have a citizen walk into those, you can look at them. If you like what it is, that means if it's a devil face, you can reveal it and wolves are going to appear. If you don't, you can exchange it with another one.
Okay.
What I can do is either ignore them or reveal them. I can't shuffle them around. So I'm going to reveal, and it's more peasants. So summon other peasants here, and I draw a peasant card. They might have useful information, they might have nothing. These say, mercy, we don't know anything. So thanks, peasants.
They didn't help much.
Okay. I still have an activation. I'm going to move him here. And I'm going to use this charge cube as if it were a regular activation to interrogate the citizen.
Okay.
Now the priest gets an automatic interrogation. The knight isn't as good with words, so I'll have to roll for it. If I get a shield, you'll have to answer truthfully to my question.
Okay.
Otherwise, you can just ignore me. Okay. So, is the blue citizen the werewolf?
It is not.
It is not. Ah, so much for that. Okay. Well, that's the end of my turn. So I take all my cubes back. And we go on to turn number 2. If anyone had been knocked out, we would be rolling a fate die to see what would happen to them. Until that happens, turn number 2. Only 2 activations. And 3 new river cards. So you can choose to take one of the 2 activations away from me. You could choose to get more myth or more XP. Or you could choose a replay. This is the exception to the single cube rules. You can put a cube where there's already been one.
Gotcha. Well, you said that 5 XP levels up your hero.
Yeah.
You're at 4. I really don't want that to happen.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to get 2 XP.
Okay, that actually doesn't take the choice away from me in the river.
doesn't?
It doesn't.
Okay.
But it does get you closer to when the werewolf appears, he'll appear at level 2. I'm actually going to go with the replay. There. So your turn.
Okay. So 2 peasants in houses, 1 with the crypts, and 1 with streets.
Or you can also go to the encounter tokens. They might be wolves.
I'm going to go ahead and activate my blue.
Okay.
And I'm going to go to this encounter token.
All right, so you can't enter an area in which there's an enemy. You could choose to attack me, for example. If I end up killing this guy, I lose a turn because he's not the werewolf.
Okay. Yeah,
Or
so
you could move him about, or get him into the church too, whatever you want.
I'll go ahead and I'll attack him.
Okay, so thanks to the stash of weapons you found, you get to roll a yellow die, and my knight rolls a green die. Yes. Okay, blank, I got a shield, so they have a staring contest.
So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to have him pray again.
Okay. More XP?
More XP.
Okay. So do you want to use the blue one as a regular activation, or do you want to interrupt me during my turn?
I'll hang on to it and interrupt you.
Okay, great. So when you have an interruption cube, you let the other player do his first action, and then you can start interrupting.
Okay.
So for my first trick, I'm going to move these guys into here. Now, do you want to use your opportunity cube? It's like a regular activation, just that it happens during my turn.
I will wait until your second.
Okay. And for my next one, I'm going to move these citizens, these peasants, into the city. Because it's adjacent.
Right. I will use my opportunity cube to move the peasant that's in this house.
Okay.
Outside.
All right, so the outside of the house is occupied by enemies. You can have him attack the peasants. You can't go out yet.
I'll have him attack the peasants.
All right. So he rolls a yellow die. Peasants have 0 defense, so roll away. Blank. Okay.
Nothing happens.
Shout at each other.
All right.
All right. I have a replay cube, but I think I'm going to hold on to it for later. So on to the next turn. Okay, 4. Stuff happening. 3 new river cards. If you ever get doubles, just keep dealing them until you get 3 choices. So the thing you can do with myth points, should you choose that one for example, is try to possess my peasants. So they become your units. I could exorcise them and get them back, but unfortunately I can only do that with my priest, who's all the way over here.
Gotcha.
And I'd also need to spend myth points.
Right. And what about this card right here?
So this is going to either turn a red cube into an opportunity cube, or vice versa, or a yellow into a black, or vice versa.
I'm going to go ahead and do this card and turn one of my activations into an opportunity.
Okay, I'm going to do the same thing.
So I'll begin with one in here.
All right.
Pray again. And I'm going to go ahead and have the peasants in this house move outside, so I will roll the yellow die.
Yep.
And I will have peasant in here do the same. Shield.
Shield.
Nothing.
Okay, not an attack.
All right, and that's me.
So I'm going to go ahead and group him up here. Do you want to interrupt me?
Not yet.
Okay, so if you're not interrupting the move, I'm going to activate here.
Okay.
I'll have the peasants move here, so that I get a bunch of people there.
All right.
And I'll have the knight interrogate this guy from through the door. So I'm just going to roll the green.
Okay.
No shield, so whatever I ask, I don't get a clue.
Okay.
Okay. One more activation. I'm going to interrogate the old lady again, see if she has anything else to tell me.
Hail, old woman. Have you heard of strange happenings in these woods? These woods belong to my lord the bishop. You don't have the right to gather wood. I could get you hanged for this.
The first one. Hail, strange woman.
Trembling, she answers yes, then transforms into a witch. The werewolf takes control of her.
Okay, so since now she's an enemy unit, she can't share my same zone. You decide where she appears in an adjacent area.
I will have her appear right here.
Okay, she flies on back to here, and you have a witch card over there. So you now have a witch you can use. I'm going to use my replay cube here, so I get that priest out of the way, move him over here, and I'm going to reveal whatever this is. No luck, wolves. So since I reveal them, I get to choose where they appear, and I'll have them pop here.
Right there.
Okay, I'll hold on to that opportunity cube some more, and on to the last turn. So if I don't discover who the werewolf is by now, you're going to win. Okay, so that's 3 activation cubes each. All right, so this is a charge cube. None of your units have charge in this scenario. Otherwise, it's what allows you to move and attack in the same move. And I actually think I'll do that. I'll get a charge cube because I have a knight and a priest that can inspire charges.
Got you. And I think I will take one more opportunity.
Okay. All right, so your move.
Okay. The witch is now my...
The witch is now a unit you have.
Okay. So I will activate this area.
Okay.
And I will have the witch attack these peasants right here.
Okay, so you attack the area, and I'll be defending with everyone.
Okay.
Unfortunately, the peasants don't contribute any defense dice, so I'm only going to be rolling for them and them. What does the witch have for an attack die? Yellow. Okay. Meanwhile, I have red and yellow. Cudgel, I don't have any defensive symbols. That means you knock some of my guys out. Defense gets to choose who. I'm going to use the peasants as the cannon fodder they are and send them to the out of combat zone. So at the end of the turn, if this weren't the last turn, at the end of the turn I would see if they come back or not.
Gotcha.
Right? I'm going to use my opportunity to interrupt. And I'm going to move the priest into here. Go ahead.
So I'm going to activate this area here.
Okay.
And I'm going to have this peasant attack the knight.
All right, so this is through a corner, so you need to have him move here
And then
to do that. And then a second activation to attack him.
And then a second action. All right, I'll do that then.
Okay. So yellow die. Take a green. And nothing.
Womp womp.
All right. You can use your opportunities as regulars, or you can wait for my turn to use them.
I will hang on to them.
All right. Okay, first activation. I'll use it in this zone here. Move the priest over here, and I'll have all of these guys attack the witch.
Okay.
So that's going to give me a yellow die, a white die, and a red die.
And this will give me one yellow die?
And this on the defense, it's one green.
Okay.
Okay, a shield. All right. So I have a knockout and a move. Shields automatically take out the highest result, so no knockout, but I do get to move her away.
Okay.
Had there been multiple units, you would have chosen witch, and I would have chosen where, but since there's only the witch, I'll move her farther away.
Okay.
Okay? Those people are activated. Do you want to use your opportunity cubes right now?
Yes, I will use one opportunity cube to move my witch back here.
Okay. So what I'll do is, I'll activate here. So I'll have the priest interrogate, so he doesn't need to roll. Is the pink citizen the werewolf?
It is.
It is. All right, when the werewolf is revealed, you exchange the miniatures, and he appears accompanied by a pack of wolves. So since there's only space for one person in the crypt, they appear in the church, just like in the legend. All right, I still have the knight that's activated. I now know where the werewolf is, so I don't really need to... I'm just going to go ahead and slaughter people. So I'll attack that citizen over there.
Okay.
Knight rolls with red and yellow, and citizen rolls with yellow.
Shield.
Shield. Okay, so I had a wound and a knockout. Shield takes out the wound, but he's still knocked out. So he goes there. Do you want to use your last opportunity cube?
Yes, I will use my opportunity cube to... Can I move the wolves outside of the
Yes.
church? Alright. I'll have them appear right here.
Uh-huh. Okay, so this is a case in which grouping my people up is not going to help me, because all of my zones are activated, and even if they weren't, there's no way I could have reached the wolf all the way there. So even though I revealed him in the last turn, that wasn't fast enough, and the werewolf won this scenario.
Alright.
Okay.
Very interesting game.
Thank you. Okay, so this was one of the fantasy scenarios, also one of the more investigative ones. We also have historical scenarios with no fantasy creatures, a mix of both, with historical battles with magical elements in them. Some scenarios play out more like a war game, some scenarios play out more like a role-playing game. And we hope that we're going to have a good variety of both of those in the Kickstarter, which is going to start October 10th.